Birmingham was all tradition, passion and exhilaration last week as the Utilita Arena in Birmingham staged the first Super 1000 tournament of the year, the YONEX All England Open 2022. Badminton's oldest competition naturally attracted the who's who of the sport as they look to join the distinguished honour roll. It's an exclusive All England Open review right here on Badminton Unlimited.
久々に帰ってこれて嬉しいなっていう気持ちと、オリンピックぶりなんですけど、海外に来るのが1年ぶりなので、本当にそれもいろいろドキドキで楽しみだなと思ってます。
The biggest headline from women's singles was the return of two-time champion Nozomi Okuhara. Sidelined for 7 months because of an ankle injury, the 27-year-old Japanese could not be any happier as she made her comeback at the tournament that means the most to her.
リオオリンピック前の直前に2016、I won my birthday その記憶っていうのはすごく私も今でも鮮明に覚えてて、本当に大事なだからこそっていうのもありますし、この一番バドミントンの歴史の中で一番長い大会なので、そういった意味でも本当にこのオールイングランドは特別だなと思ってます。怪我もあってなかなかコートに帰ってきたいっていう気持ちもあるんですけど、なかなか体が戻ってこれなくて、そこの葛藤っていうのはいろいろあったので、なかなか自分が思うようにいかない日々があったんですけど、でもなんとかこうやってまたコートに帰ってこれてすごく今はほっとしています。
Defending champion Okuhara would have to navigate through a competitive field to retain her title. In her first match back to competition, Okuhara managed to keep her nerves in check as she rolled past the fast-improving Lena Kristoffersen in 36 minutes.
I'm very happy. Today, I'm very nervous because long time no see to join big tournament.
Sixth seed Prasala V. Sindhu had little trouble as well in a tricky encounter against two-time world junior champion Wang Zhiyi. The Indian, who's yet to reach the final here, won comfortably 21-18, 21-13. However, her joy was short-lived. The only seeded casualty in the second round was Prasala, who lost her focus at 10-all in the decider to the 13th ranked Sayaka Takahashi.
I think overall, compared to last time, I think my defense was comparatively good, is what I felt. But yeah, I should have stopped in the third set after 11 is the difference, yeah.
Tai Tzu Ying was the first to advance past the quarterfinals. The top seed put up a near-flawless performance to see off Okuhara in 35 minutes.
Well, just simply stunning performance from Tai Tzu Ying.
我觉得我也不是很确定。今天我觉得是他的失误比较多，所以我今天可以有这样子的获胜。因为平常他的失误可能不会这么多，就会变成是我失误很多。
Coincidentally, An Su-young used the same amount of time to defeat surprise quarter-finalist Iris Wang of the United States. Akane Yamaguchi was also untroubled in eliminating Takahashi, thus extending her unbeaten streak to 8 wins against her compatriot. Yamaguchi would face Chen Yufei in the semi-finals. The Chinese Olympic champion, who'd only played 1 match because of 2 walkovers, struggled to keep up with the second seed.
他的整体的速度会很快，然后一直在限制我的后场吧，所以自己在就是我的整个节奏没有打出来，然后就是一直都比较被动的。
In the top half of the draw was Tai and An. The 20-year-old Korean played with much composure and maturity beyond her years and was duly rewarded with a second win over the world number 1.
Well, you have to say that was a totally dominant display.
네, 오늘은 타이팅 선수가 일단 너무 잘하는 선수고 상위권 선수이기 때문에 항상 배운다는 자세로
끝까지 포기하지 않는다는 생각을 더 많이 했었고요. 포기하지 않으니까 좀 좋은 결과로 왔던 것 같아요.
The final was a familiar scene with Yamaguchi and An on the opposite sides of the net for the 6th time in the past 5 months. Hoping to improve on her runner-up finish in 2018, Yamaguchi was unstoppable in the first game. The first Korean women's singles finalist here in 26 years, An picked up the pace and actively looked for attacking opportunities. But the Japanese moved up a gear and went on a tear of 6 straight points that effectively snuffed out any challenge from An.
That is amazing! What a wonderful drop shot, disguised drop shot to finish.
正直難しいな。一番かと言われるとそうじゃないかもしれないですけど、今日の 100% は出せたんじゃないかなと思います。
The good news from mixed doubles was seeing the return of the 2019 champions. Zhang Siwei and Huang Yachong, who were paired up with other teammates in Germany following a reshuffle of the Chinese lineup, shared the same side of the court in possibly their last outing.
也是能更好的就是展望一下就是巴黎这个周期吧，然后中国选手也需要更多的选手出来比赛，然后我觉得有一个好的一个竞争，然后大家一起去竞争巴黎奥运会吧。
Meanwhile, 2017 runner-up Goh Liu Ying made a winning start with her new partner Ong Yu Sin. The Malaysians dropped the opening game but came back strong to claim back their place in the second round. Unfortunately, Ong and Goh's campaign was brought to an end in the second round after a 27-minute demolition by the Olympic silver medalists. England's 6th seeds Marcus Ellis and Lauren Smith put up a gallant fight, fending off 4 match points before succumbing to last year's finalist Yuki Kaneko and Misaki Matsutomo. The Japanese's campaign would end in the quarterfinals as they failed to repeat their victory over Yuta Watanabe and Arisa Higashino from the week before in Germany. Title favourites, as well as top seeds Dechapol Purvaranukro and Sapsari Teratanachai, continued their march with a 3rd straight games victory. Their latest victims being 8th seeds Tom Jikel and Delphine Delho. In the longest match of the day, Wang Yi-liu and Huang Dongping survived a strong challenge from Praveen Jordan, Melati Daeva Octavianti to progress into their first semi-final in 5 attempts.
And they've done it hard for quarter-final.
整个比赛我觉得都挺好的吧，因为我们确实状态不是很好，然后在一分一分的有去追赶比赛，特别是在一些关键分的时候，我们可能会更加的坚决吧。
Zheng and Huang then completed a top 4 seeds semi-final lineup with a comprehensive victory over Malaysia's Tan Kian Meng and Lai Pei-jing. Watanabe and Higashino were first to book their place in the final. The 4th seeds upset the world champions to stop a 3-match losing run to their rivals and ended the tie's 34-match win streak.
That's it.
本当に去年相手のスピードだったり速い展開に苦戦してしまって3連敗してしまったので、今回はその相手のスピードについていって自分たちがいいクオリティを持ってプレーできたのがすごく良かったと思います。
In an all-China affair and a matchup that fans have been familiar with for the past few years, Wang and Huang claimed their 4th victory over their arch-rivals in 17 meetings. The loss ended a successful partnership for now, but Zheng and Huang had some good news for their fans.
不一定是最后一场，对，不用说我们俩的关系非常好。那无论说是后面是否在一起搭档，然后我觉得都是不会影响对，不会影响彼此的关系。
Both pairs cranked up their level of play in the final. Watanabe and Higashino shut out a 4-point run from the Chinese to claim the early advantage.
首先我们确实交手过了很多次，然后也在交手中觉得对手进步越来越快。以前是在攻防上面可能占点优势，现在整个攻防的实力上面其实也没有占太多的优势。
Wang and Huang were made to work hard for a 12-8 lead, but the intensity and passion from the Japanese turned the tide on their despondent opponents.
They've done it. A third All England title.
相手の選手、男性の選手もちょっと疲れていたので、レシーブ場面から自分たちが崩すっていうことを心がけてできたので、そこが勝因になったんじゃないかなというふうに思います。
It's time to catch a breath. Coming up, we find out who will claim their maiden women's doubles title and be crowned the singles king in Birmingham. Plus, find out if anyone can spring an upset on the dominant Indonesia in men's doubles. Welcome back to Badminton Unlimited's look back at the YONEX All England Open 2022. We have highlights from 3 more disciplines. Let's begin with men's doubles. The wealth of talent in its men's doubles department allowed Indonesia to begin its campaign with 6 pairs. 4 made it to the quarterfinals.
A bit difficult because in first set they try to attack us and we move too slow.
2-time winners Mohammad Hassan and Hendra Setiawan overcame a difficult start before defeating world number 40 duo MR Arjun and Dhruv Kapila in 3 games.
Well, a bit of a soft way to win it, but what did they do?
Muhammad Shohibul Fikri and Bagas Maulana pulled off an upset over Huelva World Championship bronze medalist Ong Yusin Teo Yi to set up a quarterfinal clash with Takuro Hoki and Yugo Kobayashi. The world champions needed to save a match point against local hopes Ben Lane, Sean Fendi before completing their comeback.
Well, they've done it this time. They so nearly were eliminated early.
Fikri and Maulana's spectacular run continued after they incredibly reeled off 5 straight points, including saving 3 match points in the decider against Hoki Kobayashi.
リードしてたんですけど、競った場面だったんで、どんだけ多分点数差があったとしても、やっぱりちょっとした自分たちのメンタルの変化とかでも、やっぱそういう点数っていうのは男子ダブルスっていうのはやっぱりすぐ変わってしまうので、そういったところでちょっと自分たちが、気持ちの面で弱かったのかなというふうに、今思います。
With Hassan Setiawan also safely through to the last 4 at the expense of Kim Astrup and Skarab Rasmussen, Indonesia added Marcus Fernaldi Gideon and Kevin Sanjaya Sukamuljo into the semi-finals mix. The world number ones did just enough to edge past Satwik Sairaj, Ranki Reddy and Chirag Shetty in straight games.
That'll do it. It's a big win from where they were, especially in that first game.
We don't think about that. Just take a rest and pray much.
Hassan and Setiawan took a step closer to a 3rd All England title of their careers after coming out on top of He Jiting Tan Xiang. Despite carrying a niggling calf injury, Hassan soldiered on with Setiawan in support to ensure they secured their first final of 2022.
The second set we moved too slow, especially me, because maybe still a little bit pain. But the third set, I don't think about the pain, but just fight.
It confirmed an all-Indonesia title clash with Fikri Maulana, who staged another stunning upset, this time over senior compatriots Gideon Sukamuljo in the other semi-final matchup.
Very difficult play with the teammates because they know us and they play really nothing to lose. And I think we always under pressure.
In the final, Fikri and Maulana put up another fearless display against Hassan Setiawan. Both pairs dished out scintillating rallies for the fans in both games.
Yeah, super.
But the momentum was always with Fikri and Maulana, who stayed sharp at the quick exchanges, pinning back Asan Setiawan from getting a firm hold on the match. 21-19, 21-13 it ended. Fikri, Maulana capping off their fairy tale run with one of the biggest titles on the HSBC BWF World Tour.
Mohamed Sohibul Fikri and Bagus Maulana have announced their arrival on the international stage.
Perasaan senang, bangga bisa sampai sejauh ini, bisa menang dari senior saya.
Persiapannya kami seperti ya pertandingan sebelum-sebelumnya, kami selalu fokus, tidak harus selalu berani, tidak pernah takut, berjuang sampai akhir.
Two women's double seeds were shown the exit after the first round of competition. Fourth seeds Yuki Fukushima and Sayaka Hirota, playing together for the first time since the Olympics, put up a valiant effort against new Chinese combination Jiangsu Xian Jiang Yu. Hirota's knee held up well throughout the 88-minute encounter, which bodes well for her comeback. Still recovering from the 107-minute final in Germany 3 days ago, top seeds Chun Ching Chen and Jia Yifan had nothing left in the tank to challenge unfancied Korean pair Jeong Nya-eun and Kim Hae-jung.
腿还是没有什么好转吧，然后伤病确实也是在加重的一个状态，所以让两个人的身体也不是特别好。
The runners-up from Germany also fell in the first round. The Stoiber sisters missed a match point in the second game, losing eventually to second seeds Lee So-hee and Shung Sun-chan in a tight score of 21-16, 21-23, 21-23.
We need to accept it. They play really well. They didn't give up. We were giving our best since last week. Yeah.
Despite going a game up in the second round, Apriyani Rahayu could not continue due to a right calf injury, possibly ending her partnership with the 34-year-old Gracia Poli.
She really want to try, to give her best and to just join this All England. And I don't know what's her motivation. Maybe to accompany me, or like wanna thank her for the for the motivation and then for the willingness to do more for each other.
While number 46, Teresa Jolie and Gayatri Gopichan Pulele produced the upset of the quarterfinals. Playing in their first major event as a reserve pair, the Indians saved 2 match points en route to knocking out second seeds Lee and Shin.
I think it's just unreal. I'm getting goosebumps. I can't even believe it. So yeah, super happy.
Another Korean pair, third seeds Kim So-young and Kong Hee-young, lost to Nami Matsuyama Chiharu Shida for the first time in 4 meetings.
Not this time though, that's a great win, 21-18.
Thankfully for Korea, Jeong and Kim carried the nation's hopes, coming back from a game down to defeat Malaysia's Pearly Tan and Tina Murilitaran.
너무 놀랍고 안 믿기고 너무 좋은 것 같아요.
Last but not least, Zhang and Zheng turned round a 4-point deficit in the decider to win 21-16 against the out-of-sorts Jongkopan Kitatarakul and Rawinda Prajongjang.
It's wide, and that's that.
In the semi-finals, the Chinese showed the same tenacity in ending the fairy tale run of Jolie and Pulele with 2 come-from-behind games.
I think 第二局跟第一局比较像吧，都是前面落后，然后后面去追分，然后主要还是。在后半阶段，我们的几个发接发吧，然后拿分会比较快一点，有效一点。
The informed Japanese were next to book their spot in the final. Matsuyama and Shida learnt from their defeat to Jeong and Kim the week before to reverse the results in Germany.
And that's it. 50 minutes on court.
Matsuyama and Shida carried their momentum into the final with another clinical performance. Their game plan to isolate the younger and less experienced Zhang was effective. And after a 41-minute battle, the 7th seeds were the winners of a second Super 1000 title.
そうですね。もともと自分たちのプレースタイルが攻撃のスタイルとスピードのスタイルなので、それを最初から貫いて、それが最後まで突き通せたのが良かったかなと思います。
With Kunlavut Vititsan and Lakshya Sen and Lo Qianyu displaying coming-of-age performances in recent months, the All England presented a useful litmus test of their credentials. Unfortunately, Lo fell at the very first hurdle, going down to Anders Antonsen in 3 games. Having defeated the Dane en route to his world title in December, the Dane offered a different proposition against the Singaporean this time around.
I think his shot quality was much better, and he kept the rally going more. And yeah, he didn't make so much unforced error, and yeah, he kept the pressure going.
Vititsan bowed out next after finding few openings against a solid Jonathan Christie display in the round of 16.
And he's done it. Jonathan Christie.
Only Sen continued to impress. A composed straight games victory over Antonsen ensured his progress into the last 8. In a repeat of last year's matchup at the same stage, defending champion Li Zijia was triumphant once again as he overpowered former winner Kento Momota.
That's brilliant. That's found the line.
Initially struggling with the drift, the Japanese star was able to impose himself better in the second game. However, with Lee increasing the pace of his attacks midway in the decider, Momota sensed the inevitable outcome.
He's done it.
中盤まではすごくいい、感じでプレーできてたんですけど、最後はなんだろうな、自分の集中力がちょっと、落ちてしまったかなっていう印象です。
2020 champion Victor Axelsen kept his end of the bargain for another championship showdown with Lee. Looking almost flawless in his performance, the Danish superstar was in demolition mode against Anthony Sinisuka Ginting.
That's fantastic. Don't believe it.
34 minutes was all that it took for Axelsen to march on to his 4th consecutive semi-final at the All England. A repeat of last year's Blockbuster final was not to be, as Lee could not find a way past a resilient Lakshya Sen in their semi-final contest. The Malaysians' heavy hitting in the 3rd game would have forced most into submission, but Sen's brilliance at the net proved vital to turn the match to his favour.
That's it. He's in the final. He's dethroned Li Zijia.
Last few points, I think, is about net play. Of course, I already prepared myself. Today will be a tough game against him. And we can see also he's a very fit player also.
Nevertheless, Axelsen remained on course to recapture the crown. The world #1 outclassed Cho Tien Chen in straight games. Sen was looking to inflict a second defeat in 2 weeks on Victor Axelsen, but there was no chance with the Dane imperious in this title clash. Rock solid in defense and devastating with his attacks, there was no stopping the Olympic champion from picking up his second All England crown.
And on his 4th match point opportunity. What a magnificent performance from Victor Axelsen.
I played well as well, but yeah, I think on today he was really solid. There was a lot of pressure before the match, but yeah, when I entered the court, it was just another match. Again, at the same time, credit to him, he played a really perfect game.
I'm so happy. I'm so relieved in a way, because I knew that also when you are in a final, it's so hard to get into these finals. So you also have to grab the chance when you have them. Today I just tried to go in there and do my best, and it played with great variation and great determination, and that paid out.
We have more in store for you next week as the badminton fraternity shifts to Switzerland for the YONEX Swiss Open 2022 for the last and final leg of the European swing. Plus, Nami Matsuyama and Chiharu Shida look to outshine their more accomplished seniors. Before we go, a quick reminder to continue to use the Badminton For You app to enhance your viewing experience. Have a good sporting week ahead. It's bye-bye for now.